Hello, Torio.
Would you call it a show? I guess
Yeah.
it's a show.
Yeah.
Enjoy the show.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Not like MLB The Show. Not like that song with in the movie with Brad Pitt where he's the A's general manager. Moneyball.
Moneyball? What about Moneyball's the show?
Just enjoy the show. You know that song
no.
repeats in the show?
Uh-huh.
Like his daughter.
In the movie.
In the movie.
Yeah.
His daughter sings it. And then it kind of like the lyrics like relate to the fucking nightmare of a life he's going through at work.
Right.
And it like kind of.
I didn't realize you were such an avid watcher of Moneyball.
Well, that song kind of hit. It was like the perfect song.
Yeah.
I think I do notice when a song perfectly syncs up with a movie.
Mm.
So I don't hear that song without thinking of Moneyball. And then Moneyball ends on that song again. Like the end of the movie is that song.
Got it.
Anyway, you hate me. Let's get caught up here. For those of you that are out of the loop, we had our final weigh-in today. I scheduled a meeting with a photographer to take pictures of me smiling on the scale and Torio frowny facing on the scale because I had 3 pounds on you last night.
You had a 2-pound advantage. Not last night.
I mean, as of yesterday. Yeah, you were 190. I was 186.
No, I was 188. 189. You were 187.
Last night you were 188?
I was 188 this morning. I was 189
right.
the morning before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like 186, 187. So yeah, 2 to 3 pound advantage.
It was 2. You said you were 187, and I asked you what you weighed, and I was 189. It was 2 pounds.
When are we talking? I mean, it's sounding confusing to them, so you want to get specific?
The way you're telling the story, the morning before, 24 hours before weigh-in, or for you, 27 hours before weigh-in.
I didn't realize that me missing, first of all, having my phone on silent and not waking up in time would lead to the greatest controversy.
It's huge controversy
of the Hesby Street podcast.
Well, so then he weighed in at 184. I've never seen you weigh in at any point during this. You've never seen me weigh in.
I've never seen you weigh in.
But I
honor system. I mean,
honor
we're not
system.
cheating.
Right. But then I come over and I'm like, so if he really won by 4 pounds, 3 pounds,
yeah,
then surely whatever he's eaten or drank, he'll still have me beat. And then
I still have you beat.
You didn't. You weighed 189.
Wait, no, I still have you beat now.
I've drank a gallon of water.
Why is that logic not flawed on your side?
What do you mean?
Like you're going, well, I'm honest. Mine
was
actually
honest.
weighed that thing.
I did.
But what I weigh now has nothing to do with any of this. Now let's see what you weigh now. Like, do you not see the hypocrisy there?
No, what I'm saying is I never got to see you. Yeah, I mean,
I wish to God I took a video. I wish to God I took a video and showed me in my underwear.
Me too. I wish
for
to God
you to
too.
hate me and use it wherever you wanted. Getting on my scale.
Yeah, I just feel like there's a cloud of doubt.
You're such a fucking manipulator.
No, I mean,
you're such a
how am I
manipulator.
manipulator?
I've been playing it straight the whole way through. I miss my fucking alarm.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just a bummer.
And I got on the scale in front of the photographer.
Okay, who I've never met or know, who's your friend from high school?
Yeah, so I'm like, hey man, you got to tell them this
I'm
number.
just saying.
What kind of guy do you think I am?
I took the loss. I'm going to make this
is
calendar.
Not you taking the loss. This is what is happening now.
There is a huge cloud of doubt over the whole thing, and it's just a bummer.
It is a huge bummer.
Yeah.
I mean, had I woken up on time, I just love that you think Zack slept an extra hour. I mean, anything could have happened in that hour.
I mean, you even used the argument. This is the argument.
Yeah.
You were like, I didn't want to get out of bed because you lose more weight while you sleep. I would have loved an extra hour of sleep.
I don't even think that's true, though. I was saying, I didn't even know where that came from. But, in our sleep.
Right.
Like the nighttime, right?
Yeah.
You sleep.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Okay.
So what am I supposed to do?
I don't know. Nothing. You did it. You won. Congrats on your win.
You suck, man. You're the worst loser. You're the worst loser.
I would have lost with
you're a loser.
I would have lost with such dignity
if I let you in the apartment. If I let you in the if I woke up and heard your call.
Just gotten to weigh in together.
Yeah.
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 But now here we are, and it's just kind of
yeah.
You know?
It's disappointing that you think that I'm this mastermind. Knowing me, having lived with me.
I know.
That I'm some guy that's pulling.
It is. It's a bummer that
You
I
think
have
it's
to
a long
question
con?
everything I know about you.
Do you
I
think
thought
this
you
is-
were such a kind man.
Do you think this is
And
the
now
prestige?
I don't know what's real
like
and
I've
what's
been
not.
pretending to be crippled the whole time until the end?
It's
Like,
possible. It's like The Usual Suspects.
This whole time I'm
Yep.
like, man, dude, I'm worried about my weight. And then I go into the bedroom to Elizabeth. I'm like, shh. It's all going according to plan.
Well, I mean, there are like your pants aren't fitting looser. I have to wear a belt now.
I'm wearing a belt.
Oh, it sucks, huh? Having to get new clothes.
Yeah. This all sucks. This all fucking sucks, dude. I've lost 20 pounds as of this morning, even though like it's like morning weight doesn't really count.
Right.
And I don't feel good. So I would have been the same way. If I was locked out of someone that we're supposed to meet,
Right.
I would have flipped the fuck out. So I think most of
I think in my head,
guilt is that.
Part of me was just like,
It's not this fear of like cheating. It's more just like you drove out here like dehydrated in the LA sun.
I think in my head, like I could have acted better, but I was just like, maybe if I get louder and angrier, he'll wake up.
Yeah.
Like that logic.
Yeah.
But I'm
No,
still,
I've been
I'm
that
still
person.
100 feet away.
I've been that person
Yeah.
where I'm like, I'm going to call 10 more times and then I'm going to call.
Well,
it.
it's just like, certainly it vibrates, right? It's
it was
got to
on the
wake him up
ground.
at some point.
Yeah, it was on the ground, on the carpet.
Yeah.
So I woke up at 1 a.m. wide awake, and I was just terrified of getting up and like sitting on the couch. I don't know why I thought that would make me fatter. Even if I wasn't eating, I was like, don't get up. Like, you can fall asleep. And then as like 5 hours go by, and I'm in bed, just like rolling around, looking at my phone, putting it away, looking at it, putting away, reading every article I can find. And then 5 or 6 rolls around. I'm like, I think I'm closing my eyes. I think this is it. And then wake up, like, what was it, like 9, 11 something?
Right.
And just hate mail. And that sinking feeling, it's like when you wake up and you miss work.
Right.
Like I didn't eat on the way to the photographer because I thought like, oh, maybe I brought the scale with me. I was like, maybe he'll want to like take a photo of me on it, And with his like photo setup, it still looked glary.
Right. It's hard with that.
And he's like, all right, let's see it. But I was like, I'm not going to drive there without taking a sip of water because again, I'm like, I'm so dehydrated.
Well, I woke up.
I might like fall asleep. So I took 3 sips on the way and my weight went up like, well, with clothes, like 2 pounds. And I didn't even drink a lot of water.
I woke up at 8 because I was like, well, I just woke up at 8. And I was like, all right, I put my hoodie on, like a black hoodie on. I was like, I'll go like go for like a walk, try to get some sweat on. And I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
Like I was so thirsty and dehydrated. I took it off and slept for another hour.
Was there a point knowing how you felt where you thought he might be dead?
I did. When I was driving back, I was like, I wonder if he like, like I had that thought because I've never seen you not wake up.
Yeah.
For stuff.
Yeah.
And that's never happened.
Right. But I never had a night like that where it just like I was, like you said, we're tired all the time.
Yeah.
So it was like 9:30 and I went, I'm sleepy now. I'm going to go to bed. And then
you fell asleep at 9:30?
At like 10?
Yeah, I fell asleep kind of early, more like 11:30, but that's like early-ish.
Yeah, it was on the early side, especially for comedians.
Yeah.
I'm usually up to like 1. And then I woke up at 1 and I'm like, oh no. And then I had the worst cotton mouth.
Yeah, it's the same.
All I wanted was water. This whole challenge has been healthy
until
last
day.
night.
Yeah. We were talking about that. Like everything was healthy until after breakfast yesterday.
Yeah, where we're just like, look. I think we got to like eye each other up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you want this, dude? Yeah. I know you're gonna pull out every stop. Even the way when we went to that sports bar to watch football and drink water together. Yeah. Your parking spot was like a quarter mile away on purpose. And I'm like, oh, this guy thinks he's fucking going to win this thing.
Well, it's like, I think in my head too, I thought once I eat, I'll feel better. I don't feel better. My stomach's full.
What did you eat?
I ate a hamburger and fries.
Where'd you go?
Carl's Jr.
Oh, did you get the double
Sat
Western?
in the parking lot. I got the regular Western.
Oh, yeah, because I remember you said you're really craving that.
I was like, dude. Well, yeah, it was just like, well, where do I go? Because I went back.
Right.
And then it was like everywhere that looked like good,
Yeah.
like good first meal was kind of far. And I'm like, I'm done driving.
Yeah.
I've been in my car for an hour and a half today.
Yeah.
So I just went to a Carl's Jr. by my house. And
Yeah.
it was the greatest Carl's Jr. I've ever had.
Oh, I thought you said it wasn't. You don't feel good.
Oh, I don't feel good like
After.
in my head. Like I still don't feel like you know how like
Yeah.
even though I've drank a bunch of water, I don't know if it's that. I just think what we've done to ourselves the last few days,
It's been
especially.
intense.
Yeah, and I don't feel like I recovered. It's not like like it's not like our blood sugar was low and you just get a little sugar and you feel good again. It's like I'm gonna need a couple nights sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need like social experiences where I can like order whatever I want.
And it especially sucks that tomorrow we're just gonna drive 6 hours.
Yeah.
It's not good for your body either. Just like as far as tiredness goes, but whatever.
And do a show.
The show will be fun. The adrenaline again.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I don't feel good either. I didn't eat junk food.
oh yeah, me either.
What?
Oh, you mean since? Oh, after.
Since, yeah.
Right.
So I came home and I was like, well, I guess like we were gonna go and have a big like meal together after we weighed in.
Which is a bummer. I was gonna get like waffle and bacon.
Same. I was gonna do like chicken and waffles or something.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be really fun. But then I was so late to the photographer, Dylan. He's like, I got like other stuff I gotta do, man. Like the window of us going has long passed. So I was like, I'm sorry. So I don't want to go out and just eat at a restaurant by myself. So I came home and I have like only health food here because I don't allow other shit to tempt me. And then I was like, this will be a nice healthy breakfast. I did like a Trader Joe's. They have like a cauliflower rice stir fry.
Oh.
It's really good. It's better than regular cauliflower rice.
I've had cauliflower rice stir fry. I had it during
the Trader Joe's one.
Yeah, the Trader Joe one.
But what I did was
kind of spicy.
I like caramelized a bunch of red onion and it like soy sauce and shit. So I'm like, once it wraps in that, anything will be good. So then I cooked that in. It was beautiful. I fried 2 eggs and like put them on top.
Yeah, it sounds good.
And
but
then
I
go, let me put, it would be a nice touch, that Trader Joe's everything bagel seasoning we have. So I go and I grab it and I'm like dumping it. I hadn't used it because I think there's like fried onion chunks in it. That's why I didn't eat it. So I'm going like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's like upside down. I realized the thing's practically empty. It's all salt at the bottom, stuck. So it's just mountain of salt on the thing, and I just go, I'm eating this.
Yeah.
And so it was so salty. It was spicy.
You probably needed that. It'll help you hydrate up, a little salt.
Yeah, I definitely feel bloated as fuck. But it like even my meal after, like I have a headache. What did you do for dinner last night?
Nothing.
I know we promised we wouldn't talk to them about it. I had a feeling you were doing
I didn't
nothing.
eat anything. Yeah.
This is like sports. Where
I stopped eating and drinking. I was like nothing in my stomach the last 12 hours.
So I ate
or last, I guess, 15 hours.
I went to make like some like a hearty meal, and then I'm like, Torio's probably not eating anything.
Right.
So I got to pull out all the stops here.
Yeah.
That's the problem. At the end, we tried to out crazy each other.
Yeah.
So I did a can of sardines just to get like protein in me. With salt and pepper. Nothing
I mean,
else.
you saw what I had for lunch. I just had chicken, but like I had like probably almost a pound of chicken. Like I ate a lot of chicken.
I didn't. I wasn't really watching you eat.
Right.
But I knew you weren't gonna eat dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was. I'm glad it's over, and we can go back to our lives. But I also like don't want to go back to just eating junk food all the time.
No, me either. I still have like a weight goal that I plan on hitting.
Yeah.
But
I know junk food's gonna slowly creep back.
Well, I also have to like fucking take pictures for a calendar in a month. So I gotta like get tan now,
lift weights,
lift some weights, figure out what the hair on my body is and does, and how I could treat it. I should have shaved it all. I should have shaved this stupid beard.
The beard would have been an extra pound.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry on top of, like, you lose. It's a lot for you to drive out here to know, like, you're going to lose. But then for me to just not answer the door, you're like, what the fuck? And then also, like, hey, man, after you lose, I scheduled a photo shoot for us. And then you go, what is happening? What sick
Well, and
prank?
I knew you wanted to do it, and you were like, "I'll come pick you up," and I'm like, "It's not." It was just like as you were doing this, I'm eating the hamburger, and I'm like, I don't want anyone to take a photo of me right now.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, I just felt like
emotionally depleted.
I thought it was also you being like,
I'm
I
sure
don't
there's
want,
barbecue sauce all over me.
and it was also like, I don't want you to meet this I think you were like, I don't want this photographer to meet this me. This me is not a good me to meet.
We can't do a whole episode on
Food.
food.
We actually promised them we wouldn't talk about what we eat last week. We said last
I don't
episode
give a fuck anymore
about anyone.
No, just like kinda. That's how my mood today.
Really?
I mean, I'm gonna love the Hesbos. I love the Hesbos, but
Not too keen on the patrons.
love the patrons. Oh, I just don't care about anything right now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I sprinted to a finish line and came in last place. Second place, but last place.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought 16 pounds would be enough. 16 pounds in 28 days, not enough.
Yeah.
Although, still a gray cloud over the whole thing.
Yeah, that gray cloud.
Oh.
That 1 hour we can't account for.
Well, 2 hours. I weighed in around 10. And you sent your thing at like 1. 3
Gain
hours,
weight
really.
throughout the day, right?
Not if you haven't consumed anything. Then
Oh,
you're only
really?
losing more weight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do a night weigh-in?
I'm pretty sure I've gained 8-9 pounds already.
That's insane. Why are you doing that to yourself? After this is over. Within
Well,
the
it's
hour.
mostly water. I drank like a lot of water.
Yeah.
I get in my that was the thing is like I was waiting for you outside and even though I was only probably a little dehydrated, my anxiety kicks in, the hypochondria. And it's like, you're going to die. This is how you die.
Right.
People die like this.
Right.
People get heat stroke.
Right.
It's not always just when you're exercising.
Right.
It can just be in a car.
Right. It felt like I missed a flight. Felt like I woke up and missed. That's like the level of like shittiness. It's like a combination of guilt and also like I'm such a fuck up.
Yeah.
Like self-hatred.
I'm just bummed because of all the hot content we would have gotten.
I know.
A little Instagram live.
It's all I could think about last night.
Last night? Oh, yeah.
We were going to go live. I'm like, we're going to wake up. We're going to go live. We're going to do this photo shoot. It's just I'm in a weird place, man. This fucking thing's got me in a weird mental state.
I think it's good that we have our San Francisco trip tomorrow, you know?
Yeah, doing Nate Beeb's album recording.
Get this off. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to do a shirtless audition. Still fat. I think I'm still too fat for the commercial. Like Hollywood normal size is skinny. Is American skinny.
Right. Yeah, it's I mean, you know, even being like in San Diego and San Francisco a lot, where I've been a lot the last years of my life, there's a lot of beautiful people and a lot of in shape people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of crop tops. Is that like coming back in a big way?
I haven't noticed
In
crop tops.
San Diego especially. I love it. Abs? Big fan.
I know. I like to watch them.
Yeah.
I want to look down and see some someday.
Yeah. I would love to wear a crop top. The day I can wear a crop top.
My abs would be poking out left and right.
Oh, I would love it. But there's something about LA that's like it's almost like an unhealthier skinny.
Yeah.
It's like the model, the emaciated skinny.
Did you see when we walked by that like one Middle Eastern place yesterday? There was like a fucking rail thin guy covered in piercings and shit.
No.
I thought you were like stare. I'm like, don't stare, Torio.
It probably was. I don't think I've made short-term memories the last week. I don't think.
Yeah, the brain fog.
Like, did we hang out with Emily yesterday?
I don't think so.
Okay, because
I'm pretty sure we did it.
I saw her and Tony, but I can't remember.
You know what? I think we did.
She was there, right?
Now that you're saying it
yeah,
like that.
I think they were there.
Dude, and then on top of that, I went to do laundry yesterday. You were here. Mm-hmm. And my neighbor tried to like recruit me in her fucking apartment complex beef.
Oh, yeah,
it was
dude.
very Trumpy.
I love apartment complex beef.
It was Trumpy because she's like, you didn't hear the noise? The noise was so loud. It was the loudest party you've ever seen, and the neighbor next door, he's got my back. So it's nice to know.
You also have my back.
And yeah, she's talking to me. I'm like, why are you telling me this? And I said I didn't hear it.
Right.
And then I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah. So
You said yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry for borrowing your laundry key. Take it back. I do not want to be involved in this. I almost was just like, I don't want to be involved. I should have said that.
Right.
But I just don't want to pick a fight with like the crazy Puerto Rican lady who lives upstairs.
I love that you are talking about her and you're noticeable. You actually
I
pulled
whisper.
the mic away from your mouth as though you don't even want
Yesterday
the
when I
recording.
came back and just to tell you it got crazy in the laundry room, I closed every window.
I thought you were turning the AC on. I was like, oh, finally he's turning the AC on because you closed the windows. But nope, it was just to talk shit and then immediately open the windows.
It was 2 seconds of like, ooh, I asked the wrong lady for the laundry key. And then I opened the windows back. Yeah, man, I don't even know. How do you like your new living situation? Oh, wait, can we talk about the cloud over that, dude? This fucking guy making me. I wake up to a mistake. I wake up to an honest mistake of sleeping through Torio coming over here and me not getting him in.
Uh-huh.
Torio calls me and says, can you help me move a dresser in my new house? And I think, no problem, bud. I'm there for you.
Yeah.
But part of my brain goes, I thought he moved in with 3 men my size.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Mm-hmm.
And my size, like, give or take a few pounds. What's the difference with a few pounds?
Grown men.
Grown men. And so I drive over. I don't think anything of it. I drive over there. No parking. And I go, man, parking in your area is brutal.
Even though I texted you just before, I was like, pick me up. You can have my spot.
Come pick me up. You can have my spot. Yeah. After I got out of my car. And so then I looked to text you. I'm on my way over.
I think that's when you saw it. I texted you.
I saw it halfway on my walk. I'm like, all right, wow, come pick me up. Whoops, I already found a spot. And I get there. There's like 2 spots. I could have parked next to your car.
So but those spots when I was in my car were occupied.
Oh, so they
In
pulled
my
out
place.
in front of you.
It was there's like a unit next to us and they're like cleaning it out or like redoing it.
I see.
And so those were both like construction workers there. So I
I
was
see.
like, okay, I guess I'll just have to legally double park behind them.
Right.
But then by the time you got there, they had left. So
Got it.
weird
got
timing.
it.
But
okay, so weird timing.
Looks weird to you. I get that.
Yeah. So I show up and there's like all this space
Yeah.
around your car.
Right.
And also like a driveway that I could have blocked. For
Exactly. That's
10
what I was
minutes.
going to do with my car with the dresser.
Okay.
Which is why I was like, we'll put your car in my spot. Then, because my dresser's still in my car, which is around the block. Then I'll double park in front of the driveway.
Yeah.
So there was logic there, but I could see how you didn't get
Flawed logic, because I could have easily double parked. This is a gripey episode, I'm realizing.
get
We're
it.
airing
Yeah.
it out
Let's
on
do it.
this one.
Yeah.
This feels like a Patreon episode, but it's a regular episode. So I carry the dresser in with you.
Mm-hmm.
We walk into the door. I'm not even in yet. You're leading the way. I'm not even in.
Uh-huh.
And a roommate of yours is sitting on the couch and goes, you guys need any help carrying that upstairs? And I go, he did. Yeah. And then I packed up in my car. We rescheduled. We scheduled an exact time. I got in my car. And as we're walking up the stairs, I'm going, did he just not want to talk to his new roommate so bad that he's like, Zach, can you come get me?
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Is
I
it?
moved in with 3 roommates, and it's in a house,
Yeah.
and the 2 that I'm friends with were out of town. And so I asked
okay.
you because I didn't want to be like, "Hey, nice to meet you. Now can you help me move?"
Right.
And
But it was a maybe 5-minute job.
it was a 5-minute job. Yeah.
But I didn't mind. I wasn't mad. At the end, you felt terrible. You were like, dude, can I take you to get something to eat or
Yeah.
like coffee or anything?
Yeah.
I said, don't worry about it. I said, you know what? Bring me coffee to the football tomorrow.
But which I didn't.
You didn't do that.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I don't get mad about little things.
I forgot about that.
I don't get mad about little things.
Uh-huh.
No clouds is what I'm trying to say.
But
there are no clouds
But then
over what happens.
So then when I got upset, your first thing was I drove to your house, which is true. But you didn't have to sit outside for 45 minutes.
That is the worst part of it.
Yeah.
And I am
Yeah,
ultimately sorry.
I was just like, you don't get to make that argument.
Right.
But Yeah. Gripe herd.
We're a healthy friendship, I think. Do you think there are couples counselors for just like homies?
That would be sick.
We're like, dude, yo, Doc, my boy is tripping.
Dude.
My boy, there's no cloud, right? Like the weight loss challenge.
It's like, he's not just going to, like, all we've been through, he's not just going to trust me. He needs to fucking see me get on the scale.
He keeps, it's like, okay.
And it's like, but Doc.
Doc, hear me out.
13 shirtless photos. I'm going to get publicly humiliated. And all I want is just like a little proof.
All you have to say, Doc, is I won. And honestly, we'll figure out the rest.
And you know what, Doc? He did win, air quotes. I don't know if you see these because you're
Doc,
not a real person. But
Doc,
also, like, agree or disagree, Dark Cloud. Also the Hesbos, you know, they all voted that you've been DQ'd.
They also voted that I wouldn't win. Like, they just don't
They
want
like
me to
more.
win this.
They like me more.
Or they want me shirtless. You ever think about that?
That's a good point.
Which is sick. You're sick.
You know what? I'm gonna look so good in this fucking calendar. It's gonna be good.
I mean, you know I won. You know I won, dude. Don't do this. It's up to you to stop this fucking crisis.
Here's the thing. I think you won. I certainly think you won.
So where do you think 184.6 came from? Or 184.8?
You can't.
Like, what do you think I did when I took that picture?
I don't know. I don't even want to think about it.
Dude,
I don't want to think
that hurts.
I don't want to think that you're capable of cheating.
That hurts, man.
Which is why when you got back on the scale and it said 189.8, it hurt me a little bit.
You've played countless board games with me. Countless.
Yeah, where there were no stakes. This is the first time we've played something with big stakes.
So you thought this whole time Zach's not only bad at this, can't cheat. He's saving up for a big stakes game.
No, I don't think any of that. That's why it's all just like, it's really hard to process right now.
You could end this war. You have this power to end this war, but you choose.
Mm-hmm.
You choose to make my life.
It's just, it's just
mired in
it
controversy.
Sucks. You know what really sucks about it is that, like, I feel like because of this ending, it's sort of like MMA, like UFC, when there's like a split decision or something. It's like now we have to run it back.
But I don't know how much more weight I can lose. Like, I'm 3 pounds away from being normal weight.
We're not going to run it back this calendar year, but we're going to have to do another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because, and I don't want to. God, I don't want to.
All right, man. This is like so infuriating that me, like, just being so dehydrated to the night that I didn't sleep. And then falling asleep after the sun came up.
I imagine it's frustrating.
And then you going,
think of how it is for me.
God, I don't know what you're capable of. It's like I'm calling Trump to call off the dogs, and you're going like, I love you guys.
Now I'm Trump?
You believe in it. You believe in what? Yeah, you're saying I
stand by and be ready. What did it say?
Stand back and stand by.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I won, and you're letting them think this election has been stolen.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying
painfully so.
Yeah.
You're not saying anything.
Yeah.
No, you know what you are saying? I'll say a few words you're saying. Clouds. I just don't want to
listen,
think of what
here's the reality I'm living in. I only saw you stand in the last 28 days. I only saw you stand on that scale one time.
Just now.
And it said 189.8.
After I ate
a
bowl of salt.
Absolutely. But that's just the reality.
And I haven't seen you stand on a scale once.
Right.
And you stood on this one, and it was 195.6.
It was I put some pounds back on in the last few hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So either you buried your face in a trough until it was time to record this podcast.
There's a lot of water inside me, yeah.
Or we both put on weight from food and water today.
Absolutely we did. There's no doubt in my mind that you put on weight since you weighed in.
There's no doubt in your mind that I won.
See, that's... I wish I could say that. I wish I
I'm
could
really
say
looking
that.
forward to your acting career in LA, man.
Yeah.
Because you got a good reel right here.
You think this is good?
Yeah, this is good. This like
So I think the
I
trick
don't
is
know
to
what
just believe
happened.
it.
I don't know what happened.
Like I'd be a good actor, like in my own autobiography.
No, I mean you're pretending. You're pretending to not know how this ended. This could be the beginning of the end of Hesby Street. We were this close to not doing an episode this week.
Yeah, I think just because I was just like, well, because we both have plans tonight.
I don't have plans.
Yeah, you do. You're going to dinner.
Oh, that's right. Fuck.
And
fog brain, dude. It's
yeah,
really
yeah.
fucking.
And so after I ate, I was like, and you're like, all right, so what do we do? I was like, I can come by, we can pod, or we can take the week off because like I'm just like physically and mentally spent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this has made this episode suffer just because we.
This episode's gonna be crap.
We haven't done anything. That's the thing. Like I don't go out to places.
Yeah.
I went to the Comedy Store like 2 or 3 times, and I would just, watch a few comics, talk to a couple comics, and go straight home.
But next episode's gonna be fire.
Because I'll be
I think
drunk.
I said that 2 weeks ago.
I'll be drunk. Well, I thought I'd be drunk now. Last week, I thought I'd be drunk right now.
Like we would start drinking at noon.
I thought I would have a cocktail at our breakfast. But I'm worried about, like, the onslaught. Like, remember when I didn't eat fast food for a long time?
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to do a show up in Yosemite or somewhere. And then you wanted to stop at Wendy's. So I got a chicken sandwich. And then I sharded when we went hiking.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm worried about getting, like, shocking my body.
Well, that's the other thing, too, is
With, like, a sweetie meal.
your wife,
Yeah.
Elizabeth,
Yeah.
is a health person. She was like, take these magnesium pills before bed. You'll poop in the morning.
Yeah. Where'd you get those?
I still have them.
Oh, okay.
I
Did it work?
did not poop at all until after I weighed in and after I ate. And then that poop was bad.
Massive or just like toxins?
Toxins.
Really?
Like I felt like an enema.
Do you like it? Like, did you like the feeling of like, oh, this is nice to have? Like, just for the like the hypochondria.
No, but that's what I think of like.
Like, if you get nervous, you're like, can I just like flush everything in?
Yeah. No, I mean, I guess it was whatever. I mean, but yeah, I felt like that didn't help me at all. I didn't get a morning poop in before weigh-in.
Yeah, neither did I.
Because I didn't have anything. There wasn't a lot in there, I don't think.
I don't think I had anything either.
Yeah. So that's how we made the episode better. We got into our bowel movements.
Yeah, poop. Or
So
poop pod
funny.
at the end of the day. I had some weird ones this past month. I ain't gonna lie.
Boy.
Mine look like rabbit food.
Dude, I had like the whole spectrum. I had some of the most healthy poops I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like the perfect spiral that
Right.
didn't have to wipe. And then it went the other way some days.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, if this happens again, call a doctor.
Well, yeah, and I'm
You
going,
know?
what changed? Like, I'm just doing
I'm
healthy.
only eating. Yeah.
You know, there's another one. Is like there were 3 moments this past month where I pulled my phone out, pulled the camera up to take a picture of the poop to send to you guys, and then I'm like, no one wants to see it. But I'm like, someone needs to see this.
Yeah.
But I learned my lesson when I was a kid, and I pooped that perfect question mark. And I texted a photo to my brother, and he wrote back, "Stop. Please stop this."
My cousin Ryan, I brought this up once before.
And just to be clear, by perfect question mark, I mean the point at the bottom.
No, I
too.
understand the point at the bottom. It
Okay.
wouldn't be that impressive without the point.
It's not
Yeah.
a question mark.
He always told me, because I said that same sentiment, where it's like, you never have that poop where it's just like, I want to take a photo and send it to someone.
Yeah.
And he was like, you can send me that photo.
Really?
It was like, but I never have. I've thought about it. I don't know if he remembers saying that.
Yeah.
Because it's been so many years at this point.
Yeah.
And now if I just send him, and I don't even talk to him really. Because of COVID, and like, we're just not like, when we see each other, it's like we're best buds.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
But we don't talk. We don't text or talk on the phone.
I don't think there's
it'd be a weird text to get after like 2 or 3 years of not seeing me. It's just like, oh, okay.
I hear you,
Yeah.
but I don't think there's a level of closeness. Like, knowing what someone's poop looks like, weirdly enough, is way too intimate.
It's way too intimate.
like it's jarring. But your own poop doesn't freak you out at all. Like, you get up from a toilet and you look back and you're like, oh, that's what we're working with.
Remember we had a math teacher in high school who made something he was telling some story about how his like place had, I don't remember the whole story. His place had flooded, but it was like it had flooded with shit water or whatever. And then it somehow got to the point where like he was saying like, you know, you ever like after you wipe, you look at it because you need to know when you stop.
Yes.
When wiping. You can stop wiping.
Yeah.
And we were all like, no, we don't do that. Like we were too ashamed at that age to even admit that we would look at our own toilet paper shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? You don't. And then he had that moment of like, am I weird? I could see him. I could see him being like
the power.
And in my head, I'm like, you're right. We all do it.
Right.
None of these 16-year-olds will admit it. Yeah.
You're just like in the back, like be strong.
Be strong. Don't let us break you.
Yeah. Dude, kids can do that.
Yeah, they can.
I feel like that's why high school teachers become kind of catty. Because like they get absorbed into it's not their fault. It's not like the teachers are shitty people.
Right.
But you're around this every day, world of nitpicking, like, oh my God, you're so weird. That like 3 or 4 years of that, you hear these teachers go like, oh my God, why is Jessica being so weird to like other kids? And you're like, dude, grown up, fucking be above this. I would totally be a sassy, chatty teacher.
I think
I'd be like, all right, everyone open their books. And I'd be like, Marcus, you forgot your book again? I'd look at the other students in the class.
I feel like I'd finally be cool. Back in high school, I'd be like, I know how to be cool now.
Would you like cool as in like the guy that's like, hey, stop picking on them?
Mm-hmm.
Or cool as in the guy that's like, whatever.
Some of both.
Noble cool or fucking cool?
Noble cool, but also no snitch cool.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I'd be like, stop picking on him. But then if someone picked on me, I'd be like, well, you got to toughen up, dog.
Right.
This ain't going to stop.
Yeah. That is cool.
Yeah.
Cool kids always seem like they knew more than me. You know, like when I remember growing up and like there were a lot of cool kids.
Not
like,
book smart wise.
Right.
Like emotional intelligence.
World. Yeah, but maybe about the world or like what's out there, because I would always picture everyone being like, God, I can't wait to get out of this fucking town. Yeah. And I always remember going like, what's wrong? Is this a bad town?
That's what I was like, actually.
You were like over the town?
I mean, like I was never that, like I hung out with like a cool group, but like only at school.
Yeah.
And I think I thought less of them, which was like at a certain point became true. Like my senior year was like, I'm done even trying to be your guys' friends.
Right.
I'm just going to sit here.
Because they're not fun.
And I'm just trying to get to graduation.
Wow.
But like at the same time, part of me was like, I really wish they'd be like, hey, come hang out with me.
Oh, interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is a tricky dynamic.
Like I had kind of like given up on trying.
You wanted to be invited in more or like appreciated more. Maybe.
Yeah, which is something like I had to learn.
Yeah.
Like where it's like, no, and I think we all do.
People are
like,
worried about their own shit.
Yeah, you can't just sit there and people aren't going to come beg for you to hang out.
Yeah, and also like you feeling that, there's probably a good chance that other people in the group are feeling that.
Oh yeah. And they probably think like, oh, well, he's too cool for school.
Yeah, right. It's like
but at a certain point I just like started believing. I was like, you know what? I am too cool for you guys. Or like I am like this isn't, I don't care.
I was always like, it felt like in those sci-fi movies or something. I'm trying to think of like The Giver maybe. But like those ones where it's like, how do you know? Like you're the person that's like, dude, I can't wait to get out of here. I'm like, have you been to the outside? Like I was the mindset of like,
well, yeah,
is it better there?
It probably has a lot to do with you being the oldest and me being the youngest. Like I got to hang out with my brother and his friends. Right. I got to go to his college dorm a couple times.
Yeah.
So like I had glimpses of like, oh,
shit gets cool.
You get to be a person.
Yeah. And there are better people outside of this class of 2004.
And when you get out of this campus and this town, you're new. Like your whole life, you're nobody. Yeah. In the best way.
Yeah.
Like none of your past comes with you.
Dude, that is such a valuable introduction to life.
Right.
Like I think I always craved an older sibling to be like, what? Like what is there? What do we do?
Right.
Like what goes on? And it takes years of like, there's a risk to like leaving what is your comfort zone.
Right.
You know, like I know these people. I like these people. And then you go to a world and it's like, well, we're different.
Yeah.
But we may be better for you. you know, and it takes time to go.
Well, we're going to be better and worse for you, probably. We're going to be all the people for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a potential to go any direction.
Yeah.
And that's kind of scary for people.
Yeah.
But like, so cool people growing up were the people, or I'm sorry, the people who always seemed like they knew more than me, like way more about the world, were cool people that were over this town.
Yeah.
And now, as an adult, the people who seem like they know way more than me are depressed people.
Right.
Because they're just like ready to get out of this existence. It's all shit. And you're like, is it? Have you been to the other side?
I've been to other towns. There's no towns. I need to leave all the towns.
Yeah. And it's just a kid being like, got hit by a truck when I was 12. I crossed over. Legally dead for 1 full minute.
You're going to love it over there.
It's fucking nice.
Not at all what you think.
Dude, take your expectations and fucking.
Yeah.
Ears? Nah. No ears.
Senses? None of them.
Senses are like an old corny joke.
Yeah.
Where we're going. Senses are take my wife, please. On the next fucking iteration. Honestly, my biggest concern is like, over on the other side, do we process food equally? All of us.
Nah,
Because if we were all fat, would we want to lose weight?
like in Wall-E?
Yeah, kind of. Or Disneyland. Just currently.
Well, so I think the argument some people make is that biologically you are attracted to skinny people because they're healthier, and you're always attractive instinctually, animalistically, because you want to reproduce. So,
but it used to be like, I feel like it's a cultural thing too, right? Because like childbearing hips and being
absolutely.
like Rubenesque
Right.
was like the attractive thing. Skinny meant like, ugh. Like in some countries today, skinny means poor.
Right, but the only reason I brought back, yes.
The biological thing?
The biological thing is, your question was, could we all be attracted to fat people if we were all fat?
Yeah. So if you look to your left and right and we're like, oh.
But what I'm saying is, like, is there still something in us that would be attracted to the person that's less fat?
Right.
Because, I mean, if we're all the exact same fat,
right,
then that's not possible. So why even?
Yeah, I guess it's more
broach
just like
that
hypothetical. Question. It's like a philosophy class question.
I mean, I have tons of guilt over the fact that, like, I am attracted to skinny women.
Why is that guilt?
Because it's like it should be personality. It should be
a
do we, and it is to a degree.
Yeah, I mean, a skinny woman is
I want to be
seal the deal.
Not at all. I mean, it was funny once. I was like I remember talking to Kate Willett. I was like, I had just gone on this date. We were in a green room, and I was just like, man, I think I'm gonna be alone forever. Like, I went on a date with this girl, and she was like beautiful. This is like, I was much younger than I am now.
Yeah,
and I just like didn't like her.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, like, why? And I was like, I don't know. Like, the conversation sucked. She's like, so you're lamenting the fact that you care about being able to have a conversation with someone. That's important to you in a relationship. And you're just bummed because she's attractive and attracted to you. I'm like, yeah. But it's like,
yeah. Like, fuck
like,
you.
Yeah, she was just kind of like, well, that's like, that somehow makes you a good guy and an awful guy at the same time.
That is funny. That is funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay to want that, like, want what you're attracted to.
No, it's like, I mean, and I think that's like the constant battle between everything in this, like, I don't know how, the constant battle is just like, you have your desires, and you also know what's right, and just finding the balance between the two.
Yeah, and I think a lot of single people at this age get in their heads that, like, they're being too demanding, maybe.
Right. Or
like, I have friends that are like,
I need to start settling.
Yeah, like am I a dick?
Right.
Like, am I a bad person because it's like, oh, this one thing is like setting me off, or these two things are setting me off,
Right.
but everything else is great. And I don't think so, because it's like, I never look at it as, when I meet someone or when I'm dating, is like, all right, check. Yeah, the rest of my life should work. You know, like
Right.
it doesn't process for me like that. Maybe other people's brains do work more like that. So it's just like, do you enjoy being around someone?
Yeah.
And then like those few flaws, are you like willing to get over them, or are you not?
Right.
And if you're not, that's what it is. You know, like no one's gonna be like,
yeah. But I think for me, I don't know if this is relatable at all, but like I felt like I've fallen for a girl before, a woman.
yes,
And I don't know if I haven't felt that in like a long time.
mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's because I've grown up and my it's like, like I don't want to be that guy who's like, I got hurt, so like, I don't,
Right.
but it is like, why am I not feeling that again? Is it just because I'm kind of just smarter and I just understand that, like, because when you do feel that, you are opening yourself up to feel awful.
Yeah.
Or if great. It doesn't work out.
Yeah, right.
And so I'm like, but also, that feeling isn't something you ever choose. It just comes.
Yeah, the vulnerability.
Yeah. So I'm like, is that ever going to happen again?
Right.
And I think maybe people in their 30s that are single have that question.
Yeah.
Of like, why do I not get the butterflies, or that, like,
is it because we're not a kid anymore?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
probably. Like we grew up and fairy tales don't exist.
But it's also like, I've been on this roller coaster before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know the thrill going over the peak it's going to be fun. God, it's going to be fun. Yeah. It's going to feel good, but it's not going to be like that terrifying, amazing, feel it in your stomach sensation.
It could.
So it could.
It could.
But then if you keep saying that, well, it's like, it wasn't like the first time. It wasn't like when I met that woman.
Yeah.
So how can I then you get in your head about, so it is settling then. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but that's so comparative. I mean,
sure.
It's just like, I never think that's a healthy way to approach anything. By like, are you that? Because that is just such a different time altogether. Not just the person, but you.
I don't ever compare someone to the person. Like, the person that I felt that way with, people.
Yeah.
I don't even care about. I mean, it's not like I'm like, oh, I miss them. If they came back in my life and were like, do you want to get back together? It'd be a no.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is,
it's the moment.
Yeah, those moments.
It's the moment.
And those moments are long. I mean, that's months.
Yeah, absolutely.
At times.
The moment of your life, the point of your life. But that's the comparison.
Right.
Like, is this, like, there was someone posted a meme the other day. It's like adjacent to love, but it said that moment where, or it said you're sitting in your like parents' basement or whatever. Your buddies are all over. Rumble packs are charging. Domino's just dropped off a pizza. And you're all like seated around, like about to pop in GoldenEye or something. I can't remember the rest of it, but it's like, little did you know, this is about as good as life gets. It's like those moments. Like, I do remember that feeling of like being at a sleepover and like crying, laughing, or watching a stand-up show and just like new laughs forming because my voice is strained and I'm like struggling to breathe and grabbing like my brothers were sitting in front of like a Comedy Central Presents like 15-minute set or whatever, like half-hour special. And I don't know like if that will happen again, but like we're here and we're moving forward. And so where does your enjoyment come? And if it is that person, I think that potentially that can be enough. But I also have very simple demands from life.
Right.
Like, I'm working towards big things. Like I want to accomplish great things. But like my expectations, like no expectations is the best life there is, dude.
Right.
Because it's like, oh yeah, I like hanging out with you. Oh yeah, I guess we are dating. This is fun.
Yeah.
Oh, you did something really nice for me. Oh, I'm going to do something really nice for you. Oh, my God. Happy anniversary, I guess. Yeah, Elizabeth's like, dude, you're like the easiest person I've ever met.
Oh my God,
Because
we have 2 kids. That's
Yeah.
wild.
I'll be like, that one looks so much like me. That one,
I'll love them both.
that one must have skipped a generation. Did genes skip a generation? Do entire genes? Do entire strands of DNA?
You'd be stoked because you finally can like see like I am black.
I'd go, Torio, you got some explaining to do.
You're like, someone has some explaining to do.